Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Zenless Zone Zero, featuring Miyabi. Take note everyone, this is from Creator Experience server and this version of the game is not the final version. Miyabi, the first Void Hunter character with unique Frost attribute, and she is also an anomaly agent. Miyabi delivers extremely high damage alongside with stunning visual effects. She combines anomaly and direct damage on her kit, making her the strongest main DPS right now in the game. She's very great at managing both anomaly and direct damage at the same time. Miyabi is also the first anomaly character who needs to stack crit rate, because Miyabi's first anomaly build-up rate increases based on 100% of her crit rate up to 80%. The higher crit rate, the higher her anomaly build-up rate. Next up, let's talk about Miyabi's abilities. Now let's go and differentiate between the Frost and Ice attribute. The Frost attribute's anomaly effect can trigger anomaly disorder with other attributes, including Ice, so you can freely match with Ice characters. But take note, Miyabi's own anomaly effect cannot trigger disorder. Okay, next mechanic will be called Fallen Frost, which is this one. Fallen Frost works as the points required for Oshimi Miyabi's Charge Slash. You can find it under the agent avatar during the combat. So upon entering the battlefield, Miyabi immediately gains 3 points of Fallen Frost. So how to get Fallen Frost points? Let's go! First up, using your X special attack will grant you 2 points of Fallen Frost. Next up is by using your ultimate, it will grant you 3 points of Fallen Frost. Not only that, but also triggering the core passive Frostburn Break grants 1 point of Fallen Frost with a 10-second cooldown. Once additional ability requirements are met, any squad members triggering disorder grants 2 points of Fallen Frost. The polarity disorder caused by Yanagi's X special attack also restores Fallen Frost. Now let's go and talk about Miyabi's stance. Her stance is called Shimotsuki stance. When Miyabi has 2 or more points of Fallen Frost, hold basic attack to sheath her sword and enter Shimotsuki stance. Every level of charge consumes 2 points of Fallen Frost, up to maximum of 3 levels of charge, which is 6 points. When the button is released or Fallen Frost is depleted, Miyabi draws her sword and slashes based on the level of charge, dealing massive frost damage with the effect that vary based on the level of charge. Take note that Miyabi is invulnerable while charging the Shimotsuki stance. Also take note, when Miyabi applies Frostbite to enemies with Ice Fire, it will consume the Ice Fire to trigger Frostburn Break, dealing massive frost damage based on her attack and causing the target to enter the Frostburn state. Take note that all squad members accumulate 20% more anomaly buildup against enemies under the Frostburn state. But Oshimi Miyabi cannot reapply Ice Fire to these enemies. The Frostburn state ends when the Frostbite expires. While Frostburn remains active, triggering another attribute anomaly will overwrite Frostbite and remove Frostburn. So for short, Miyabi's attribute anomaly creates a very high bonus attack damage and boosts the entire squad's anomaly build-up rate against the target. During this time, Miyabi cannot debuff the enemy with Ice Fire, but by switching the squad members to trigger a new anomaly, she can apply another Ice Fire to the target. Miyabi's attribute anomaly also triggers freeze damage with anomaly proficiency bonus. Now let's go and talk about her basic attack. The first 2 hits will deal physical damage, while the last 3 deal frost damage and the 5th hit can block enemy attacks. Her first X special attack will charge forward, dealing frost damage and granting 2 points of Fallen Frost. While animating the first X special attack, press again to trigger a follow-up attack and dealing a slightly higher frost damage than the first X special attack and granting 2 more points of Fallen Frost. Next up is her ultimate. The multiplier of ultimate is super high. You will gain 3 points of Fallen Frost upon activating the ultimate, along with an ice damage bonus buff. Now let's go to Miyabi's builds. For her disc drives, I recommend the new disc drive called Branch and Blade Song 4-piece and 2-piece Woodpecker Electro. So for her main stat, the first slot will be crit rate or crit damage. The 5th slot will be ice damage or attack. You will be using attack if you guys want to use lighter in your team. So the 6th slot will be attack. For substat, crit rate is better than crit damage, and better than attack and anomaly proficiency. The first one will be her signature weapon for W engine. It is called Hailstorm Strike. It is the only crit rate W engine among all the anomaly character W engine with no lower rank alternative. If you don't have her W engine, Fusion Compiler is actually good for Miyabi. For free-to-play players, Whipping Gemini is actually good for her. Next up, Miyabi's Mindscapes. Her recommended Mindscape will be Mindscape 1 because in terms of stats, Charge Slash can ignore up to 36% of enemy defense, which gives Miyabi's main means of damage a strong advantage. Next up, M2. Basic attacks and dodge counter deal increased damage, and the 5th hit of basic attack grants 1 point of Fallen Frost upon hitting an enemy. And also, upon entering the battlefield, the initial Fallen Frost increased from 3 to 6, allowing Miyabis to immediately perform a 3-level Charge Slash. Next one will be Mindscape 6. It significantly increased Charge Slash damage, and Charge Slash automatically launches during the charging, making Miyabi incredibly powerful. Next up, Miyabi's teams. The first team will be Anomaly Disorder, Miyabi, Yanagi, and Caesar. Yanagi provides Miyabi with high frequency of abnormal disorder, while Caesar contributes a solid attack bonus and excellent resilience. This setup is currently the top choice and balancing damage control and damage loops and survivability. Let's say that you guys want more damage, you can replace Caesar with Rina. She will give a solid boost for damage output of your squad. Next up will be Miyabi's fire team, Miyabi, Bernice, and Lucy. This one is super simple and easy to play. Bernice off-field fire anomaly damage or abilities make it easy to trigger anomaly effects and disorder to restore Miyabi's Fallen Frost points. The support slot triggers the other two characters' additional ability while providing bonuses. Miyabi's frost team will be Miyabi, Sukaku, and Lycan. This is a budget-friendly squad featuring Sukaku, an A-rank ice agent obtained during the progression, who triggers Miyabi additional ability while offering attack and ice damage bonuses. And Lycan is a great spot for the 3rd slot because he can stun the enemy. Next up, Miyabi's high DPS team, Miyabi, Lighter, and Bernice. Overall, this is the highest DPS squad. Lighter provides strong ice and fire bonuses for both Miyabi and Bernice. But this squad cannot trigger Miyabi's additional ability, so it doesn't play as nicely as other teams. But if you want a high raw damage, this team will be super great for you. But it doesn't play as nicely as other teams. So what do you guys think about Miyabi, the first Void Hunter character with the unique Frost attribute? She is also easy to play yet delivers high DPS, a budget-friendly team build option, and many more. What do you guys think so far? She indeed delivers extremely high damage alongside with stunning visual effect. She combines anomaly and direct damage, which is unheard of. But anyways, I guess that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for coming by and see you guys on the next one. Peace out.